Hello and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the books that I've picked up recently. So let's do a little book haul. So here's my stack of books that I have somewhat recently picked up in the last kind of month or so, and I thought it'd be fun to just kind of talk about them. So, in no particular order, we have Salty, Spiced, and a Little Bit Nice by Cynthia Timoti, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. This is one that I specifically picked up for Herkyed. If you don't know what that is, I'll link my intro to Herkyed video in the description below. Go check that out. So looking at the description here, it says, he's salty, she's spice. There's no room for sugar in this fake relationship, but it might be sweeter than they think. Ellie Pang has had enough of her controlling family who has been micromanaging her life since her type 1 diabetes diagnosis. When her parents orchestrate a public proposal from their business partner's son, a proposal that goes humiliatingly viral, Ellie escapes to the other side of the country to put her dream of opening a sugar-free bakery into action. After all, she's done her research. How hard can it be? So that's just a little taste of the description of this one. I'm super excited to read this one. I haven't read anything by this author before, but it sounds super fun. Another book that I recently picked up is Overruled by Lana Ferguson. Taking a look at the description here, Danica Pierce has one great love in her life: work. As one of the top divorce lawyers in Austin, Danny let her caseload keep her warm at night and has no problem being married to her job. Not when love only ends in hurt. When the biggest case of her career gives her a shot at making partner, it seems like nothing can possibly stand in her way, except for her infuriating secret: she's sleeping with the enemy. I'm so excited to read this one. I've heard a lot of people say that they really like this one. I've only read one other book by Lana Ferguson, and that was The Nanny, which I really enjoyed. So super excited to get into this one. Another book that I specifically picked up for Herkyed is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Now at this point, I've read a couple books by Ali Hazelwood, and for the most part, I seem to enjoy her books. There's been one or two that I wasn't the biggest fan of, so I'm curious to see how I'll feel about this one. This is technically the second book to Not in Love. And taking a look at the description here, it says, Maya Kilgore is 23 and still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor Harkness is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman, successful biotech guy and struggling grad student, brother's best friend, and the girl he never knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between the two of them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya would just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life. I'm so excited to read this one. And the next three books that I got are actually all part of a series by Tessa Bailey, and they are Fangirl Down, Dream Girl Drama, and I actually don't know how to pronounce this title. I think it's the Au Pair Affair, maybe? But I am possibly doing a little video about some Tessa Bailey books in the future. So I picked these ones up also. Look at how fun these sprayed edges are. I thought they were super cool. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. And I just think that these, I feel like a beauty guru right now, by the way. I just feel like these sprayed edges look so cool. I'm a sucker for sprayed edges, but I think it's also really fun when they do something like extra fun with it. Like, I really enjoy just regular color sprayed edges. I think it's really fun. But also, like, here's my copy of Deep End, which also has really fun design. I love sprayed edges. And I know some people are starting to get a little sprayed edges out, but I just love it. I eat it up every time. The next two books were continuing a series that I have, although I will admit I haven't started the series yet, but I wanted the other two and they were on sale. And that's book 3 and book 4 of If Love by Anna Huang. I love her books. And I had the first two in this series, but I hadn't read them yet. And I saw that these two were on sale, so I picked them up. Another book that I recently picked up is Room Hate by Penelope Ward. This is another one that has super fun sprayed edges. I wish that they continued it on the top and bottom, which they didn't. They're just blue, but I thought that the keys is a really fun detail. Now, I've never read anything by this author. First, I noticed the sprayed edges, and then I read the description, and I was like, ooh, this sounds like fun. It says, sharing a summer house with a hot as hell roommate should be a dream come true, right? Not when it's Justin Banks, Amelia's former best friend and the only man she's ever loved, who now hates her. When Amelia's grandmother died and left her half of her beach house on Aquid... Aquid... Aquidneck. Aquidneck. Aquidneck? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. When Amelia's grandmother died and left her half of her beach house on Aquidneck Island, there was a catch. The other half would go to the boy she helped raise, the same boy who turned into the teenager whose heart Amelia broke years ago. The same teenager who's now a man with a hard body and a hard-headed personality to match. Amelia hasn't seen Justin in years, but neither one is willing to give up the summer house, which means they're living together, at least for the summer. The worst part? Justin didn't come alone. But there's a very thin line between love and hate, and beneath Justin's sharp edges, the boy she knew is still there, and so is their connection. The problem is, now that Amelia can't have Justin, she never wanted him more. This sounds a little problematic, a little messy, and I'm so excited for it. And the last book that I'll be talking about today is one that I've never heard of. I don't think I've seen anyone talking about this online, so maybe I've just totally missed it. But that is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. I don't think I've read anything by Katie Robert, but I could be wrong. Actually, I think I am wrong. I think I've read one. I'm not sure. But this says that it's a wicked villains novel. I was like, what is that? So then I started looking and I was like, wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? And yeah, I think this is like a Disney retelling of Aladdin. And I was like, I'm so here for it. So taking a look at the back, it says, once upon a time, I was a sheltered princess. Now he owns me, body and soul. One night, my entire life went up in flames, all because of him, Jafar. As my world burned around me, he offered me a choice, walk away with nothing but my freedom, or rise to his challenge and win my fortune back. I bargained, I lost. Now Jafar owns me, and even as my mind rails against him, my body loves the delicious punishments he deals out. It's almost enough to believe he cares, but a gilded cage is still a prison, and I'll do anything to obtain my freedom, even betray the man who captured my heart. I'm so excited. This sounds like a spicy Disney retelling, which, if you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Disney adult, so I'm really excited to read this one. I also really like the sprayed edges on this one. Again, I love sprayed edges, so again, as I've said for all of these books, super excited to get into it. Alrighty, and that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments below, spoiler free please, if you guys have read any of the books that I talked about today, and let me know what your thoughts of them are, because I'm super excited to get to reading. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every single Wednesday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.